everyone, this is Daisy and welcome to my channel. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. For today's video, we're going to repot some of the succulent still that comes from my veranda area. First, we have this tomentosa, which has an ID of melotti. The other one is another kind of tomentosa, but unfortunately, I forgot the ID of this tomentosa. So if you know the ID, please comment below and I want to thank you in advance for that. And of course, we have the variegated undulata. So let's start repotting. I'm using this brown pot and we're going to transfer the tomentosa here. I have already filled the pot with 3/4 of my usual soil mix, which is composed of 50% loam soil and 50% pumice stone mongo size. And then as you can see, it has roots, but the roots did not grow that well, so the soil has become more compact. So I don't know what's wrong with the soil. So let's add some osmocote to give more nutrients to this tomentosa so the roots will grow faster. So I separated one of the tomentosa, a small one. That's actually a repropagation, which I tried to propagate before. And now it's big and it has its own roots. So I will propagate it using a small white pot tomorrow maybe. So I will just set aside it first. So all the leaves that has fall, I will use it as a leaf propagation and I will just put it on top of this pot. So tomentos is characterized by having a felt-like or hairy-like leaves. So they are beautiful and there are different kinds of tomentosa too. If you want to collect, you can search for them. So how do I take care of my tomentosa is the same thing. How do I care of my succulents? I remove dried leaves, I water them once a week, I repot them after 6 months, I give them fertilizer, osmocote, a slow release. So first, let's pot this variegated undulata, which I decided to cut the stem because I think the stem in the lower part is not healthy anymore. So this variegated undulata has been with me for more than 6 months or almost a year. So we have to put cinnamon on the stem of the variegated undulata just to make sure that it will heal quickly and no bacteria will come in on the stem. Because we're going to pat it immediately on this brown pot, adding osmocote as a slow release fertilizer. Since I'm using a dry soil mix, I'm not afraid that this variegated undulata will have stem rot because of the cut that we made. And that is also the purpose of the cinnamon powder, to make the stem cut heal faster. And I will not be placing this pot in the veranda area. I will wait for around 2 weeks for this variegated undulata. Since we got the stem, we need to wait for some roots to grow before we expose it to the veranda area. So we make sure that it will not get wet by the rain. So now we're going to rebut this melotti. So when I bought this, it was already lush, but that you can see at the bottom part, there are lots of baby on it. So let's see, and I had a hard time of removing this tomentosa melotti from its pot. It's so compact and you will see why it is so compact that I cannot remove. I struggle removing it from its pot. And now I have removed it. Look how the roots are bounded with the soil. So if you would notice, there are no more soil on this pot. Most of them are roots already. So look how compact the roots are. So if I will not repot this tomentosa melotti, it will die soon. Why? Because the root cannot grow anymore. So all we have to do first is to loosen up the root part of this tomentosa melotti, and we're going to trim also the root so we can promote root growth. So this melotti inspired that it is in a rain or shine area, full sun, morning to afternoon, no roof. It still managed to survive there, and it has grown well and very lush. So I'm so proud of this tomentosa melotti. It makes me happy. So that's why you know now why do I repot them from time to time, because in the previous video yesterday or the other day, there are some pests in the roots like mealybugs, aphids. So you do not know what's underneath the soil, so we have to really repot them. And the fact that we only use small amount of the soil mix, which is not really enough for them to give supply nutrients or to give nutrients to the plants or succulents for a year. So in my experience, it was really helpful for me to repot those succulents after 6 months. So let's go now to the next batch of succulents and cacti that we're going to pot today. I have here a medium size of cacti, 3 pieces, and we have here the barbecue and the firestorm. So the firestorm came here from my garage area, as well as the and the barbecue. So for the repotting of the cacti, I use different kind of soil mix. So I put 1 pot of the usual soil mix, which is composed of pumice stone and loam soil, and then I will be adding half pot of the akadama soil, which is good for cactus and bonsai and originated from Japan. And I will add another half pot of the pumice stone. And I will also be adding half pot of the cultured soil because I still have a leftover here. But if not, the akadama soil and the pumice stone will be enough. So if you would see, I have made a very gritty potting mix for this cacti, the tree cacti that we're going to repot today, because I am planning to make this experiment to put these 3 medium size of cacti in the veranda area. So this is my first time that I'm going to put some cacti in the veranda area, so I have to make sure that the potting mix is more gritty than the soy mix that I'm using with the succulents. So I added also Osmocote, a slow release fertilizer, to give more nutrients to the cacti that we're going to pat. Let's pat this first cacti, and I have to cut the roots because if I won't cut it, it will occupy the whole pot, and it will also help us to promote root growth if we trim the roots of this cacti. So I hope this experiment will be successful, and let's see what will happen to the cacti that we're going to pot in this pot and put it in the veranda area. So this cactus, when it's stressed, I do not know exactly the ID, but it gets yellow to orange, the color of this cactus when it gets stressed. So whenever I'm potting cactus or cacti, I really struggle with it because of the spike and the thorns it has around it. And I forgot to wear gloves during this time, so I'm in a hurry already to finish this video because I'm going somewhere. So I just continued potting it without gloves and I was able to finish it without any casualty. So, but it is not a good thing to do, so I advise you to use gloves for you not to be pricked or poked by the thorns of the cactus. So I'm not really familiar with the idea of this cactus that we are potting right now. But all I can say, it's cute because it has a tree head. I think this cactus was cut and then three babies came out. It's like that. It looks like it's grafted, but it's not. I think the soy mix that I have prepared is not enough to fill up this pot. But we can still make another batch of this soy mix since we have all the ingredients to make it. So the cactus that we're going to pot is this one. It's a medium size already and it's really prickly. And I do not know the ID, but I think it's a family of Gymnocalcium because it looks the same. It also have ribs. So I have prepared another batch of the soil mix to fill up this pot. So I guess I have to use this tongue for me to help out in potting because it's really ouchy. And now we're going to start potting our firestorm, which is a family of Sedum Adolphi. I plan to pot this whole stem on this pot, but I think it would not fit. If you would notice, the firestorm is elongated. The spaces between its leaf is so big because it is placed here in the garage area, a bright shaded area, which I have not noticed immediately. I should have put it in the veranda area instead of the garage area so that it will not look like this. Firestorm is a very beautiful succulent because the leaves are shiny and if it's really gets stressed, the orange or somewhat brown lining on its tip sometimes it becomes also close to red. It's really beautiful. If you would see the video of my Sedum Adolphi Golden, it's very nice, right? So I wanted to really stress this firestorm, so I'm planning to put it in the veranda area after a week. So I get another pad, which is a white pad now because I ran out of the brown. We're going to pat the remaining firestorm here. So I just trim the roots also so we can promote root growth, and of course we don't forget to add some osmocotonate. So all the leaves that has been removed, I will put it in the same pot, so it will be a leaf propagation. And leaf propagating this firestorm is quite easy because most of the stem that you're looking at now comes from my leaf propagation a year ago. The problem is that they are elongated because they were just placed here in a side of the garage. So now let's repot this barbecue. It's not a variegated one. So I really struggle taking care of the succulent, the barbecue. I don't know why because I'm taking care of this just like the other succulents, water it once a week. But it keeps on drying. The leaves keeps on drying. If I water it twice a week, it becomes mushy, the stem. So I don't know what's wrong with my way of taking care of them. That's why from time to time I have really to repot it because the stem are drying out. So we're done. Let's have a final and closer look of all the succulent and cacti that we have potted today. Enjoy watching! So that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you like my sharing for today. Thank you for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe and share my video to your family, friends, and relatives. Bye for now. See you on my next video. Bye. God bless us all. Bye.